Hello, how are you?
We're fine. We're just here to interview you.
Okay.
Okay, first question. If you were prime minister or ruler of the world, what would be your first law in place?
My first laws would be restrictions on government power.
Can you elaborate?
We'll go with power, the Constitution, and the Bill of Rights, things that government cannot do towards its citizens.
Who was your childhood hero?
Well, I was thinking about this question. So childhood, I'm going to go high school, meaning my childhood. And my two heroes were Bruce Jenner and Frank Shorter. And they were both Olympic champions in track and field.
How was your high school experience?
My high school experience was pretty good, and I think compared to most people, probably better than average. It was a fun experience.
Why did you pick wrestling?
I picked wrestling because I wanted to go out for baseball, and I couldn't go out for baseball unless I picked a preseason sport, and all the other sports I didn't want to do, and the only one left was wrestling. And so the athletic director said, you got to pick a sport or you got to go in regular PE. So I picked really and truly wrestling to stay out of regular PE, which was kind of funny.
How did you meet your wife?
I met my wife through tutoring at school. I was a wrestling coach at Sunny Hills High School, and kids were not wanting to go to Saturday tournaments because they needed to go to SAT training and stuff, Khan Academy. And they had private tutors too that cost $30 an hour, like in 1997. Okay, so that's kind of expensive. And it sort of drove me crazy. So I said, you know what? I will tutor you for $15 an hour. Then a kid comes up to me and says, I heard you tutor for $15 an hour, and that was my wife's son. And so I ended up meeting her that way.
How has middle college changed over the years?
As a general rule, well, just simple by population, we've gotten bigger. We've gotten a little bit more focused for our university-bound graduates, but overall, it really hasn't changed. But the thing that I've noticed for most students is that from the beginning till now, our classes really seem to be like more friendly towards each other. Meaning the freshmen, you have friend groups that might last forever, you know, and that kind of stuff. And so we've got really distinct friend groups more than we used to have.
What's your best memory at middle college?
Well, I guess just the best memory is that the teachers have never lost to the students in any sporting event ever. And so I've been involved in most of them.
What's your best childhood memory?
Well, overall, I'd have to say my best childhood memory would be Christmases. We used to get our presents at night. And so when my grandpa was alive, he'd go, Santa came, and we'd all go out of our, and so that would probably be my best childhood memory, Christmas.
We thought The Who was your favorite band.
Yes.
So how did you discover The Who?
Well, I discovered The Who on accident because the first rock and roll song I ever liked was Pinball Wizard from Elton John. And so I liked Elton John. He'll be the first album I ever buy. It's from Elton John. But come to find out, Elton John was singing the song Pinball Wizard in the movie Pinball Wizard that was written by The Who. And so it was a Who song. And so I liked The Who even before I liked The Who. And then, so I liked The Who, and one of my best friends, that he was really into The Who. And in fact, The Who is the first concert I went to when I was 19, because we weren't allowed to go to any concerts when we were in high school. And so, so that would be The Who.
What's the longest you've ever grown your hair?
Really, maybe a little bit below my ears. Because I remember when I went to junior high, which was a public school, and I used to go to Catholic school, I still remember like how much it cost. I didn't pay, but my parents did. It was like $12 for a custom hairdo, and they put the hair over your ears, and that was like a big deal. And my hair never really went past my shoulders, ever. My hair went kind of high sometimes because it was curly, so not long hair really.
Can you tell us a joke?
No, I don't know really any jokes. I wish I could, and this is what makes comedians special, is they're able to remember jokes or human behaviors and stuff, and they could recall it. And I can't really recall jokes.
What's the cleverest word you know?
Well, I was thinking about this one. I'll just say ubiquitous.
Ubiquitous? What does that mean?
It means like everywhere, you know, like the hatred of Donald Trump is ubiquitous. Okay.
Okay.
The Coca-Cola symbol is ubiquitous. You know that, so it's like everywhere. That's a clever word.
What's an average day life in Mr. V?
Well, I get up in the morning, and then I drive to school. Hopefully, no traffic. For me now, I have first period conference, so it's pretty relaxing coming to school. And then I'm able to get things started. However, having this schedule now within the second, third, and fourth period and lunch all together, it's like a treadmill the rest of the day. It just goes, you know, it just goes right through the rest of the day. And so then I go home, I relax, I watch TV. That's like my regular day.
What made you want to be a teacher?
The lifestyle of a teacher. The first thing that made me want to be a teacher, because there was a couple jobs, like when I was in high school, they said you're good at or whatever. You know, you do those forms. And teacher was one of them. So I really wanted to be a teacher for, in no particular order, but the schedule of a teacher with the summers off.
Okay.
And I wanted to be a teacher so I can coach sports. And I wanted a teacher to be a teacher because I liked most of the teachers I had in high school. And it seemed like a good job. And so that's why I wanted it.
What annoys you the most?
The thing that annoys me the most are two things: rudeness and ingratitude, whether it's by students or just others.
Okay.
You know, that really annoys me.
Do you have any unique talents that you'd like to show the world?
I don't have any, definitely no unique talents. I basically got kicked out of music class because I couldn't do the triangle. But my unique ability is I'm able to stay calm in most situations. And I've had some bad situations and I'm still able to be calm, looking back at it.
What's the coolest thing you've ever done?
Well, I'm going to even go cool, literally. We went to an ice cave in the top of Europe. It was called the Jungfrau Mountains. I might not be saying it right, but anyhow, Jungfrau Mountain is the highest elevation in Europe. I even have a picture, and we're in like an ice cave where they made like animals and like a bar where you can get drinks and stuff like that. And so it was literally cool, but it was kind of cool being at the top.
If you could do one thing over again, what would you do?
I was thinking about this, and really, truly, because everything's worked out pretty good for me. Not perfect, but pretty darn good. But really, once I graduate high school, or even before high school, save 10% of everything you make in a index fund and manage it and watch it properly. And that would have made a big difference financially in my life. Because I didn't do it. Now, I started doing it in like 15 years late, which does add up, okay? So that's the only regret.
That sounds like a good idea.
Yeah.
How's life without PE?
Oh, that's interesting. A lot of people have asked me that. And I don't know if I'm in worse shape than before, but I haven't done anything since the first week of school here this year. I did run with 2 of the classes, but I haven't done anything since. So physically, I don't feel any different or more tired or anything. PE is kind of stressful because you got to be watching everybody, and a lot of people sometimes don't want to do everything, and it just is like, you know, why are you failing playing and stuff like that? It kind of drives me crazy. But it's also a different schedule for me with all the classes I'm teaching, and so it's kind of a wash. I do really need to start working out on my own, though.
Can you explain why communism wouldn't work in today's society?
Yeah, that's an easy one, because it's never worked in any society. And so it's just a failed belief system, and it won't work. It can't work. And they've tried it, guess what, for 101 years now. Because the Communist Revolution in Russia, 1917. And so it's a failed system. Sounds good, but you know, so it's too much ice cream. Sounds good, but it's not good for you. Okay?
Okay, thank you, Mr. V.
All right, bye-bye.
Bye-bye. Have a great day.
Okay, see you at the top.